Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for May. I hope everyone's April went well. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on the channel. So, as it stands, we are well in the middle of Chrono Cross, and that will continue for a bit. That has a number of endings, and I do plan to do them. And to get all of your characters in the party at the same time, you do have to play through the game multiple times anyway. So when we get to the doing the new endings and stuff like that, a lot of stuff is going to end up off screen. But when I get to new content, I will be recording that. There are some alternate paths that I did not take in the initial game, and those will show up on the alternate. And then, we'll go through the endings entirely and everything like that. Xenoblade Chronicles is close to wrapping up. The main story itself is really just a few episodes away at this point, based on what goes live today. I have started the Future Connected post-game thing, which is kind of a new game. I was expecting it to load up your save kind of thing, but no, it doesn't. It just starts out with a whole bunch of fixed stuff. So, for some reason, Shulk has managed to forget a bunch of his levels. Lovely. I know, it's so annoying. I'm now back to not being completely and utterly overpowered. It's like, what the heck is going on there? It's just so wrong. So wrong. I have been incredibly overpowered for a very long time in that game. So it is a little bit of a culture shock of sorts, shall we say. But, yeah, so that will be, once the Future Connected is all done, which I don't think there's too much of that, so I do think that playthrough will wrap up entirely this month. But it could surprise me and be incredibly long. What do I know? I haven't played it before, and in fact, the facts that I was using for the main game were clearly written before the that part was, because I do not have a fact for it. Well, there's a lot less to do. I don't have to worry about all these affinities with all of the NPCs that you encounter. Oh, it's kind of good. Anyway. We are still playing Dragon Quest Builders on Monday nights. Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is 2 weeks away, so Dragon Quest Builders is probably going to be shuttled off onto one of the other stream days when that happens. Which day, I don't know yet, but I will, of course, be completing that. It just may be on another day once Tears of the Kingdom comes out. But I'll decide based on where we are in the other games that I'm playing. Retro Variety is, and of course, since this is Monday, Dragon Quest Builders stream will be coming up in just a matter of hours. So do check the Twitch links here on the main page or in the description below and stuff like that. The Retro Variety streams on Wednesdays. We are currently playing the Minish Cap. I did not have a stream last week because it was, the beginning of the week was just insanely busy, and I had to get up, for me, extraordinarily early multiple days in a row, and it just completely knocked me out, basically. And I needed a day to just rest and not worry about whether I was too tired to do stuff. Yeah, but I think we're pretty close to wrapping up the Minish Cap. I'd imagine that's 1 or 2 streams left, unless they really surprise me and have a whole bunch of new stuff. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. But that is what's going on Wednesdays. Fridays sees Final Fantasy III Pixel Remaster. We are 3 sessions into that, so do check that out. Come along for that playthrough. It is lots of fun. the music and the graphics that they've done for the Pixel remasters is very, very good. I'm very, very happy and pleased with that. Over on Zerf's channel, Zerfall, we have started up a new playthrough of another co-op game. This time it is Private Idol, which is for the PC Engine. He's in a translation pack. And it's a pretty fun adventure mystery game so far. Kind of an investigative mystery adventure game. Of course, for those who watched through my Super Robot Wars playthrough, you may recognize the art style of the character designs because the character designer worked on J-Decker, which featured fairly heavily in Super Robot Wars 30. Plus a bunch of other stuff, including the TV character designs for Magic Knight Rayearth, which also featured fairly prominently in that game. So that was a nice coincidence. Zerfall didn't choose the game because of that. It was just a, oh hey, that's cool. So yeah, it's been fun so far. I believe he's putting out 2 episodes. I want to say Tuesday and Thursday, but I might be wrong on that. I think that's what it is. But do check that out. It is a very interesting game. Like the way it's all set up is pretty interesting. Then of course Lego build streams are going on Wednesdays and Fridays as well. Wednesday sees smaller builds, and currently Friday we are working away at the Eiffel Tower Lego set with that has over 10,000 pieces. We're just getting to finish up the base leg sections, but it now actually does look kind of like the Eiffel Tower there. So, I mean, like it's recognizably part of the Eiffel Tower now, but it's very, very big. It does not fit on my in my camera setup, and that's just kind of how it's gonna have to go. It's really, really big. Luckily, once the base is done, it is kind of modular. I know it's comes apart in 3 sections, and so once the base is done, we'll be working strictly on sections that I don't need to have that base on. That will definitely have to have pictures put up afterwards. So, yeah, that's just something that's going to have to be a wait and see how that works out. I don't have a whole lot of flexibility on the positioning of my camera, because if I move it too much, then it just throws everything out of whack and stuff like that. And I don't have a whole lot of slack on the cabling either, so that doesn't help much. So I can't really move it further up, but I don't know. I am thinking about getting a new camera that might be more flexible and stuff like that. But for now, I am limited in the current camera. But that build will be going on for a few more sessions at least. I'm thinking, let's see, we've gotten 4 done. My guess is that, I mean, we're looking at least another 4, possibly 6. That's my guess. It's hard to say. Yeah, I think 4 more is really pushing it. I think we're probably looking at 5 or 6, at least. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be going on all of May and slightly into June. So that's coming along though. The current goal, you can donate bits during the streams to get us closer to that goal. The current goal is the Lego Rivendell set, which is an absolutely amazing build. I'm really looking forward to that one. So if you want to see that show up on the streams and channel, then do hop into the streams and show your support for it. Finally, we are still streaming Spelljammer on Saturdays, so do come out for those streams. The party is on their way back to their home spheres, having gotten lost in space, lost in wild space, so to speak. But they have a bit of an obtuse set of directions to get them home, and they're slowly working their way. And of course, there's always going to be problems along the way that they got to solve, right? I mean, that's just how these things work. So anyway, do check out the Spelljammer streams on Saturday. So that's mostly what's going on with the channel right now. As I indicated, Xenoblade Chronicles should be wrapping up fairly soon. That has been going on for a very long time, 267 episodes so far, which I don't know if that is taking the cake for the longest playthrough. Just because the XCOM files had a lot of long videos. It's not that many episodes. It's not this many episodes in and of itself. Dragon Quest XI was, this has surpassed Dragon Quest XI. But I have not had too many other 200-plus episode series. We'll see if it hits the 300 episode mark. That would be that would be a thing. I don't think Future Connected is quite that long, but I could be surprised. I do not know. But that's mostly what's going on the channel right now. If you are enjoying the content, please do consider supporting the channel. There's multiple ways to do so. You can join here on YouTube. The link is in every video description here on the main page. There's also super thanks on the individual videos, which is basically like a way to say, hey, I really liked this one series that you did. Here's a like a single one-time thing to say thanks. And that does mean a lot to me. If there's something that you found and you like to keep coming back to it, that might be a good way of showing it. I know other people do that too. You can very much show appreciation by using that to myself or any other people on YouTube who have that turned on. As well, of course, over on Patreon, you can join there. And this is one of the best ways to do it. Has the best payout percentage, so to speak. And you get priority naming in videos that have that sort of thing. I have too many patrons to name for everyone to get into Chrono Cross, but I have been taking those names from Patreon, and I've been basically doing a dice roller thing to select them. So a number of patrons have been showing up in Chrono Cross as we get through, and I will be making sure that all of the highest tier supporters get in, because that's kind of the thing of, the highest tier people are guaranteed to get in, and then as they get lower down in their ranks, and it's more random. But that is one of the fun perks. Anytime that kind of thing comes up, I haven't had too many of those lately, so unfortunately. But please do consider that. If you want to do kind of a one-time thing, there's also Ko-fi. Links are, of course, in all of the video descriptions, both to Patreon and Ko-fi. And, of course, over on Twitch, you can subscribe to the channel, get access to the emotes, get better point growth, income, whatever, that you can use to redeem critical hits and misses for the Spelljammer game, redeem for retro games, things like that. So please do consider that. And of course, on Twitch as well, bits not only support me, but also go towards getting to the next LEGO goal, which, as I mentioned, was the LEGO Rivendell set. Last month, I did mention that the middle of last month was my anniversary on YouTube. I did start posting Let's Plays. I think it was on the 14th I may have said the 15th. Kind of forget at times. Like it blurs together which day it is. Was it the 14th? Was it the 15th? Whatever. I mean, the 15th tends to be tax day, so that might be why I'm thinking the 15th if it was the 14th. And if it was the 15th, well, then it's the 15th. I don't know. I can't remember which day it was, and I always forget to check before I do something like this. But I did start 12 years ago, so I have been doing this for 12 years. The past number of which it's been my full-time job, so that is another reason why it's important to support the channel, so I can continue to produce videos, lots of videos, probably too many videos for many of you, but, you know, that means there's always something around for you to watch later, right? Right? But yeah, it has been a blast. 12 years of quite a lot of fun, and I look forward to many, many, many more years to come. I do not plan to stop anytime soon at all. There's a number of things that could make me stop before I want to stop, like if I end up getting arthritis or something like that. I'm not quite that old, but I mean, every year that rolls by, I'm getting closer to that. Oh man. Anyway, it has been a lot of fun. Great to interact with all the viewers, both in the comment section and over on Twitch. I've had a lot going on well, really the last year overall has been very, very busy outside of this, so I think there's been quite a few more interruptions than anticipated, but and it's not bad. I mean, it's just been other things have been taking my attention, but I do commit to continuing the channel, of course, because it's my job and it's tons and tons of fun. It really does. So good and bad things have happened in the last year, but overall it's been very, very, very good. Anyway, that's mostly it for what's going on the channel. Of course, if you are not in a position to support the channel financially, there are other ways that you can do it. If you can't subscribe on Twitch or support on Patreon or join here on YouTube, watching the videos fully, especially first episodes of a series, giving it a like, and if you have something to say, leave a comment. If you're ever in, like, you know, should I say something? Should I not? Just go ahead and say something, you know? Even if it's something like, as simple as, I really enjoyed this. Hey, thanks for the video. Something like that. It does help because YouTube looks at the, like, it aggregates all the information about the videos. How many people watched fully? How many people then hit the like button? Because if someone watches a video fully, YouTube says, okay, this is a more engaging video than if people aren't watching fully. And I mean, you're never going to get a video that everyone watches fully. It just doesn't happen. But it's like a percentage thing and an average timing. In a 30-minute episode, what's the average amount of watch time? If it's 4 minutes, it's not so good. If it's 15 minutes, that's a lot better, kind of thing. So that's one of the reasons why it's important to watch the videos fully. And then if someone leaves a like, that means that's even more engaging because they went in and left a like. I'm pretty sure that if you watch a video and then close it out and you're like, oh, I forgot to like it, and you open it back up and like it, I'm pretty sure that hitting that like button overrides just opening the video. I don't know, and YouTube may also be taking into account the fact that you did just watch the video kind of thing and understand that you're going back in to hit the like button and not actually watch the video again. YouTube doesn't, obviously does not give you that information because if they did, then you could much more easily manipulate things. But it still would be nice to know how that works. But I'm pretty sure that just opening it back up to hit a like on it more than overrides the fact that you're not then watching the video fully, if it even takes that into account, which I don't know if it does or not. Plus, if you then also leave a comment, then YouTube says, okay, that's even more engaging, because it's more effort. It is more effort to hit the like. It is more effort to watch the video fully. It is more effort to hit the like button. It's more effort to leave a comment. And so, especially doing all of that, makes YouTube say, all right, at least for this person, that's a really engaging video. This is something like, if I have other people who match the profile for this particular viewer, I should show this video to them because that's, they may also like it, kind of thing. One of the problems of YouTube, though, is that they aggregate all this information across your whole channel. And that works just fine if you're putting out a once-a-week, weekly video that's isolated. It's its own thing. You can just watch that video and boom, you're done with the content, kind of thing. Doesn't work as well when today's videos, no one's just going to go watch Chrono Cross 62 or Xenoblade Chronicles 260. Watch it, be like, oh yeah, this is really interesting, I'll watch it fully, and then be done with the channel, kind of thing. It doesn't happen. Either you are watching a video fully and then going on to watch more of my content, or you're not watching the video fully and you're leaving, kind of thing. So averaging the content across my whole channel is actually really bad, and that's one of the reasons why YouTube's design these days strongly discourages my kind of content. It is for building a quickly growing channel. In a lot of ways, this kind of content is legitimately bad for growing a channel. It is much easier to grow a channel if all of your content is fairly isolated, even if it's a theme. If the point is that you can go in and just watch any of my video, any of a video, any videos on a channel, and be done with that. That's the kind of content that YouTube's algorithm is strongly encouraging these days. With Let's Plays, there's kind of because of the way it's set up, it's not strictly bad to just do Let's Plays or something like that, but there's always a drop-off of video views. Second episode never gets as many as the first episode. Third never gets as many as the second. In general, obviously there's going to be some special situations where that's not true, but in general, it creates a downward sloping curve until it hits a stabilization point, which tends to be like that can be between episodes 10 and 20, and then you basically get a hit a point where most of the videos over a given period of time gets the same amount of views. Obviously, there's always going to be people coming in later to watch the entire thing, and that will steadily tick it up, but you still have that general slope. So, because of that, like there's you can look at the analytics and figure out what the breakpoint is, and if your first video gets X number, then you know that when your videos hits Y number, that's when you should stop the series and go on to something else and get and start that cycle all over again. And that will dramatically raise up your overall metrics in YouTube, and YouTube will promote your videos even better. By continuing a series like Xenoblade Chronicles to 267, I'm dramatically bringing down those numbers across the whole channel. But one of the reasons why I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles is because I want to play Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't want to just play 20 episodes of it and be done with it and say, okay, here's my thoughts on the first 20 episodes of this game that's really, really long, or something like that. Um, and that's why you do see a lot of people doing that. Channels that are bigger tend to have a better ability to be able to continue that and sustain that, but even then, I don't think you see too many big channels doing this many episodes of something unless it's fairly special. Like I have heard of some big channels managing to get multiple hundred episode playlists out of certain games, but that's kind of like they can't do that with other games. It's like there's something particular about either that game or the way that they're playing that game or something like that tends to make it an exception rather than the rule. But in general, it's one of the reasons why you don't see like Let's Play content on YouTube is very much more restricted to smaller channels where you're getting a full playthrough or it's stream content. Either stuff done on Twitch and stays on Twitch, or stuff done on Twitch and then just ported over with VODs to YouTube. But I like that's what I want to do. So, but all of that said, that's one of the other reasons why it is important to do what you can to support the channels that make that kind of content. If that's what you enjoy, if you enjoy that more than like a sampling of a game where someone does 4 or 5 episodes and then moves on to a new game, once a week or every other week or something like that. And support, because we kind of need that support on the, other ways, Patreon and channel memberships and stuff like that, a bit more per capita basis, kind of per viewer basis, because it is so hard to actually build an audience here on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't want to promote our type of content, even though, like, YouTube is all about keeping people on the YouTube. And yet they don't want to promote something that would, like find all the people who really do want to watch a 260-some episode of playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't know. I don't know if it has something to do with how they handle ad content on in playlists or something like that. I don't know. It might be that if you're just constantly hitting the the suggested videos, they get more ad content out of you. No clue. No idea. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I don't know. But again, all of that to say, please do consider supporting the channel if you're really enjoying it. And the same goes if there's if you can only support one channel and there's someone else that's in a similar boat to me, consider supporting them too, instead or whatever. Obviously, I would greatly appreciate any support, but I'm not so self-centered as to say you should only support me, or if you only have one choice, support me, or something like that. Support who is most important to you, and I hope that is me. Anyway, that has been the channel update. I hope that you've been continuing to enjoy the content. Xenoblade Chronicles will be done soon, and we'll be moving on to something else. I'm almost certainly going to try to get something short in after that, at least, because I got a few other long games coming up. The next Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy IX. It's not short. It's not super long, but it's not short. Dragon Quest VIII is the next Dragon Quest game. That's not short. It's not super long, but we're looking at more Chrono Cross type levels, where that's already at 70 episodes. So, I do need to slip in some short content. When Chrono Cross is done, I have some ideas for some things that hopefully won't be more than like 20 episodes, um, at least for a little bit to get some more uh, stuff going in that regard. Anyway, I hope you guys had a really good April, and I hope May is shaping up already to be good for you. Oh, actually, almost forgot. And last month I was not able to, because I was so busy, I was not able to get a deity written. So if you are a D&D player, especially if you play second edition, although the way I write these, most of the information works for multiple editions, I have updated the Archimental Imix, which I pronounce it Imix, but Imix is the official pronunciation. I don't know, Imix sounds like something Apple would produce, which, to be fair, Imix is a lot older than that element of Apple's production, but I don't know, Imix sounds better to me. But that is the deity this month is Imix, the Prince of Evil Fire Creatures. So if you want to see my write-up, if you want to consider using that in your own games, do head on over to my blog. I will, of course, include a link in the description, and check that out. But that is going to wrap up our update for this month. I hope that May treats you all well. And don't forget Mother's Day, it's coming up. Have a good month, everyone. See you in the next video.